Welcome back to Chill Chats with Jen. Today I have Lanette Cook here with me. I'm excited to talk to you, especially with like the Spring Fest. That's how I learned about you guys is the Spring and Fall Fest. So been a long time visitor of those. So thank you so much for organizing those.
Oh, of course. I'm so glad you've been able to come out for those. Those are some of our most fun events of the year because it really gives us an opportunity to not just talk about the work that we're doing here at the sanctuary, but it gives us the opportunity to showcase a lot of those small businesses that are, aligned with our mission and are really trying to help out animals through the different talents that they themselves have. So whether it's like a plant-based food truck or really awesome merchandise like shirts or knit items, there's lots of different ways that people can support animals. And so like Spring Fest and Fall Fest are a really great platform for us to work with our community to really kind of promote everyone and kind of have a joint effort for animals.
Yeah, I love that. So let's kind of go back to the mission. So what is Luvin Arms mission?
Yes, so we are a sanctuary. We're not for profit, and we rescue farmed animals from situations of abuse and neglect. We have 12 species here at the sanctuary. We have currently just around 160 residents. When we rescue, we do not like rescue and adopt back out. We rescue for their whole lives. So when we do commit to a rescue, we have to commit to more than just excellent health care and great food. Because they're going to live with us forever, we need to make sure that they have lots of opportunities to experience joy and to be able to exhibit their natural behaviors. And so we do a lot of environmental enrichment and social enrichment, just anything that we could do to help them experience happiness and joy. And all the sad emotions too. I mean, these guys are very complex emotional beings, and we want to give them the space to just truly be who they are. So that's a lot of what long-term care looks like for them is, yes, taking care of all their health needs and their food needs, but really giving them a space that they can not just live, but also.
I love that. So a lot of your animals, I know it can kind of vary, but are a lot of them from like, I don't want to say slaughterhouses, but a lot of them from like certain circumstances more than just abuse and neglect, or is it kind of, do you see it
Yeah.
more?
I mean, there's a lot of different situations that we rescue from. I can't say that it's more one than another. Over the course of the almost 11 years we've been open, we have rescued close to 1,300 different animals here. And they come to us from a lot of different situations. Some of those situations are directly from slaughterhouse. So we currently have two turkeys who are brand new rescues. They've been here less than a week, who were amazingly able to be gotten from a live slaughterhouse in exchange for vegan meals. We were not the ones that did the rescue, but we are the ones providing sanctuary. We worked with the rescuer after they rescue the turkeys to provide them permanent placement. So we do definitely rescue from situations where death is imminent. Especially if death is imminent, we have to work super quickly to make sure that they can get to a safe place. But we also deal with things we have a current new resident who is from a cruelty case in Boulder County that's still ongoing. And so now they live with us and they'll live the rest of their lives with us. Some of them are abandoned. Some of them are, from just situations like hoarding situations or maybe breeding situations. A lot of really bad beginnings to just about every resident that lives here. That being said, everybody that lives here had a happy ending because they did get to come here to the sanctuary. That's not the case for billions of other animals, but we're really fortunate that the ones that we were able to bring in, that we are able to care for them for the rest of their lives, and then have their stories to be an education for others and to advocate for others that didn't get that happy ending that these guys got.
I love them. And I just want to give a special shout out to Tito. I don't know how long you guys have had him, but he's been like, I have a soft spot for him because when he came to the rescue, that was one of the first events I was at. And we just like, we had a moment. I'm like, this guy, the sweetest cow. I'll post a picture of him. He's just, So I'm sure
So
you get a
he's
lot of
been
those.
here. Yeah, he's been here for just over 9 years. He got here when he was 10 days old. And so he was another one of those situations where he was being transported. He unfortunately was supposed to be a veal calf. And the way that those transports very often work is those guys are super young, they're super fragile at that age, and they're not always given the best nutrition because they are taken from their moms. And so they don't get that first milk from their moms to help their bodies be strong. And so a lot of the calves that end up on the veal trucks are really sick and they're ill. So as they're being transported to the facilities where they're going to grow up, um, they always do a few extra on the truck so that they can make that quota when they deliver, because sometimes they die during transport. Tito was kind of one of the extras on one of those veal transports. And there were three cows. The other ones were named Gideon and Murphy. And they were brought here as extras that were considered useless. And the other two were also very sick, and they unfortunately did not make it for very long. Tito fought as best as we can. We gave him the best health care that we could. And if you come out here now, you will see he is one of the biggest cows here. And he thinks he's a big dog. He wants to snuggle with everybody. He gets the zoomies just like your dog does. All of the cows do, really. He's just a super sweet, gentle giant. And it just really goes to show that if you're able to step in and make a difference for one animal, it might feel like only helping this one isn't going to solve the problem, but like I'm able to talk to you about Tito's story right now, and hopefully others can hear Tito's story and it can make a difference in their lives and the types of compassionate choices they make whenever they are surrounded by animals or going to the grocery store or, just shopping for clothing. There's a lot of different things that we can learn from farmed animals in a sanctuary setting that just helps us make those choices that end up being better for more animals down the line.
Yeah, love me some Tito. So how long have you been with the sanctuary?
I've been with Luvin Arms for just over 3 years. Interestingly, I started off as a tour guest. I had just moved to Colorado about 6 months prior to coming here for a tour. I have been plant-based in my life for over 15 years, and I love visiting sanctuaries. When I found out there was a sanctuary this close to my home, I was like, I have to go meet these guys, spend some time around farmed animals. Basically, I came out here for a tour and almost never left. I was out here on a Saturday. On the car ride home, I signed up to be a volunteer. I was a volunteer for a very short time, somewhere between 6 weeks to 2 months. I became a part-time seasonal employee at that point, helping the sanctuary give tours on some weekends. But I continued volunteering alongside doing the tour program. And I just learned so much about the sanctuary and about everything that they stood for and what they were trying to do. And really, everything that was happening here just resonated with the things I wanted to do in my life and the things I wanted to be able to speak up for. I have been in education for my entire adult life. Granted, it's not been animal education. I've been in performing arts education for over 2 decades. But those skills are certainly transferable. I have been working with kids and also with parents and adults for so long that I was able to take my passion for education and my passion for animals and kind of mix them together to do the work that I get the opportunity to do here at the sanctuary. So I did become a full-time employee. Let's see here, about 6.5 months after I started as a part-time seasonal. And just, it's been amazing. I still have not had a day where I have woken up and said, I don't want to go to work today. It's an amazing place. It's fulfilling. It's really awesome work culture as well. Everybody that works here really believes in the mission that we have going on and believes in the work. And so I get to be surrounded by a whole lot of passionate people that really have the same goals with animals that I do. And it's really kind of incredible and a special place to be.
I love that. Oh, well, congratulations. And is
Our
that the winner of the
gala.
next one?
Yeah. Yeah, that gala, that is our largest fundraiser of the year. This year, we're celebrating 11 years. Our gala is being held off-site, and we're holding it at Nieces Entertainment in Lafayette. That's going to be on September 12th, starting at 5 p.m. Tickets are currently on sale for that. But like I said, it is our largest fundraiser of the year. We try to raise about 10% of our budget for the year in that one night. It's a really fun evening. We have a silent auction with a lot of incredible different packages. We have an amazing live auction with different travel options that will be up for auction. We will have like photography and art and a whole lot of amazing experiences that will be available there. We will have games going on and some great programming. Our founder is going to be speaking, and we're just going to have various people come in and talk about their experiences with the sanctuary, their experiences with what they want to see for the future of the sanctuary. There's going to be live music, an incredibly planned plant-based meal for everybody that attends, open bar. It's going to be a really great time. And so I definitely recommend everybody come out and really help us hit that goal for donations for the night. And also just get to experience the camaraderie. That's one of my favorite things about Gala is that you get to be at this kind of upscale event surrounded by so many people that are like-minded and people that just really want a lot of the same things that you want as far as caring for these guys and really making sure that the sanctuary is going to be set for the next 10 years. The theme of our gala this year is called Committing to Tomorrow. And so we're hoping everybody comes out, has a wonderful time, and really decides to take their next steps to commit to what tomorrow is going to look like here at the sanctuary.
I love that. And I'll post all that information. So, speaking of thinking of tomorrow, with all the wildfires that are going on, I know there's one sanctuary that I don't know if they had to evacuate, but they got very close to having to evacuate. How are you guys kind of navigating this? I know you're kind of in a better location wildfire wise, but I mean, we're all subject to that. But with having
Right.
so many animals, how do you guys
Yeah.
plan for that?
So every year, so we do as best as we can to set plans into place to make sure that everybody is cared for. A lot of that looks like meeting with our local the fire department every year to just discuss fire mitigation techniques. We do a lot of things here to mitigate the spread of fires. A lot of extra mowing to make sure things are short, especially if things get dry, so that fires can't spread here at the sanctuary. We make sure that fuel sources are kept in absolutely separate spaces from where anything flammable might be, and also away from where any of our residents might be. We also have plans for ourselves as far as who's supposed to do what to get out. We have fire extinguishers everywhere. And I mean, when you have over 160, permanent residents, there's a lot that you have to do. And I mean, there's still a lot that we could be working on to put stuff into place. Part of that is what we are trying to raise money for at our gala, and to help us be better prepared for a fire evacuation is we are always trying to raise money to help us with more trailering capabilities. And so that's one of the things that's always on our minds is more ways to be able to transport our residents, updating trailers, getting new trailers, just additional ways to be able to transport in case of emergency. Other things that we do to try to help out other sanctuaries that might be a little bit closer to some of these fire threats is we all kind of chat with each other. If somebody reaches out and we're able to help, maybe temporarily house, we have had to do that in the past. But we're always here if somebody needs to call, maybe for advice, for some extra hands. We have a really incredible volunteer group here that if another sanctuary was threatened and they needed upfront help to help with something like that, man, we got a great group here, so we sanctuaries all need to look out for each other, all need to help each other out. We all maybe we have different ways of going about it, but we all have very similar goals. And so it's really important that we all can be there for each other when we're facing these situations with this lack of precipitation and this drier weather. We really want to make sure that we can do what's best for all of our residents and help each other out. So
Hmm. It's so scary. Knock
Yeah.
on wood, hopefully you don't have to ever put those into motion, but yeah,
Yeah.
especially with the summers we've been having, like just save the animals.
Yeah. Yeah, and it gets pretty warm around here. Now we do a handful of things that have nothing to do with fire, but it does get hot around here. And we want to do things to help our residents stay comfortable. And so, I mean, some of the permanent things that we do is there's fans installed. They don't get as much bedding because they don't need it in these hotter months. We try to leave some like windows and stuff open or half doors open and stuff in barns so they could get breezes and stuff during the day. But we try to do some fun things as well. So like we will do like little pool parties for the ducks. We have recently did a duck party where we had splash pads and stuff out for them. We will make frozen ice blocks that have food in the middle of them. So that way they get more water trying to get to that snack in the middle. We'll do popsicles for them. For some of our duck and waterfowl residents, we might take frozen peas and put them in the bottom of a bowl of water, and then they kind of have to bob for peas. Just lots of ways to try to keep everybody hydrated and everybody cool and really trying to feel as comfortable as possible. For the pigs, it equals a lot of extra mud. We are making a lot of mud puddles for all of our pigs. So
I love that. So I know you said you have a lot of volunteers, but how many volunteers do you guys usually have? And are you looking for more? And how can people get involved if they want to get involved?
yeah. So we can always use volunteers. That's the thing about an animal sanctuary is we are kind of never closed. These guys, we've committed to them for their whole lives, and they are domesticated animals. They can't make it on their own. They need our help for them to be able to live their lives every single day. We are their caretakers. And so it's a lot when you're a not-for-profit, and most non-for-profits will know this. We have small teams. Volunteers are crucial to any animal sanctuary success. We are no different from that. We have volunteer opportunities 7 days a week, all throughout the day. There's various different types of shifts. There are certain protocols you have to go to become a volunteer. You have to sign up on our website. There is an application that you fill out and a process for that. And then there is a training process before you actually get to kind of go in on your own and start doing volunteer work. And then we have a really great tiered program for our volunteers where you can actually work your way up to become like a volunteer lead later in there. And then that gives you different opportunities, different types of volunteering. You can help out with various things. If you've spent enough time as a volunteer here, one of the favorite things to do is become part of our clicker play enrichment program. You have to have been a volunteer here, I think, for a year at that point, like a regular volunteer. And what the clicker play enrichment program is you get paired one-on-one with one of our incredible residents, and you do clicker play with them. And if you're unfamiliar with what that is, clicker play or clicker training, a lot of people do it with dogs. You have a clicker and you positive reinforcement train behaviors. We do that for a lot of reasons. Some of it is for cooperative care. It makes them less fearful of us if they need a hoof trim or if we got to check out their teeth or, if we need to look into their ear for something. So we incorporate little games with them that makes those touch points less fearful for them. So it's not something scary that only happens when they're hurt. It kind of becomes a game, and then they're able to cooperate in their care. But another reason is for that joy aspect that we talked about earlier. We teach them silly games. We have done things where they have to figure out what's underneath what cup, like the shell game. We teach them color differentiation. We have done shape differentiation. Some of them have learned how to ride a skateboard, and none of that has to do with cooperative care at all. That is just for their enjoyment. It gives them an opportunity to continue their cognitive development as well. These guys are really intelligent beings. Pigs are the fourth smartest species on the planet. A lot of people don't realize they're smarter than chimpanzees. They're smarter than apes. They are incredibly intelligent. When intelligent creatures and individuals get bored, they can start making some interesting choices. And so we want to make sure they have those opportunities to continue to grow cognitively and just really have a good time. They're really incredible at figuring out puzzles. Even our chickens are really incredible with figuring different things out. We can set up little obstacle courses for them. A lot of our residents will learn how to like turn in a circle or touch various targets. But it's really great. The other thing that's wonderful about the Clicker Play Enrichment Program is that it provides a great opportunity for volunteers to really connect. And it's through making those connections with farmed animals that ultimately we care a lot more about them. And then it helps us make better choices in our own individual lives that will lead to a stronger future for farmed animals, where maybe a sanctuary like ours doesn't have to exist anymore, that there won't be a need for rescue, that people will just care and make the kind of choices that we don't even have to exist.
I love that. Do you have an age requirement for volunteers?
We do. Typically, you have to be 18. That being said, we do volunteer programs for youth as well. And then we have a family volunteer day once a month. We absolutely want younger individuals to be involved at the sanctuary. In addition to volunteer opportunities like Family Volunteer Day, we have internships throughout the summer for high school kids and for early college kids as well. But high school kids can sign up for interns. We actually have 16 students in our internship program this summer. And then we have programs throughout the school year that are educational and volunteer in nature. It's kind of a combo of things where they learn about animals, they learn about how to care for them from a healthcare perspective, and then they learn about the sanctuary view on that, the ways that we help bring them into old age, and that we are working with our veterinarians not just to make them a healthy product, as so often farmed animals are seen, but we're helping to bring them into their golden years. We want to see them as senior citizens turning gray and, like really getting to experience the full life that they are capable of living. So those educational programs happen. We do a program called LEAP, which stands for Leaders for Ethics, Animals, and the Planet. Currently, that is a middle school and high school program. They meet once a month, and they do, like I said, that education and that volunteer component mixed together. But we are expanding opportunities for elementary school students as well. We do also do service group programs for schools. And so we will have maybe a class of 30 come out that wants to do an hour of tour and then 2 hours of service with us. And so those are lots of great ways that young individuals can get involved with the sanctuary and come out and feel like they're making a difference for animals.
I love that. That was great because that touched on like two questions I had. So thank you so much for that.
Of course.
So I know that there's a lot of events you guys do. How many events do you typically do, like a season or a year that people can come out to?
So we are doing most of our events for free at this point. We do have a couple of events that are not free events, but I want to say we have about 10 events, 10 to 12 events a year that are standard for us. We don't do anything in January really because it's a pretty cold month. We have some shorter tour opportunities. But as far as big events, we don't have anything in January. In February, we do our Valentine's event. For the past couple of years, we have done Maybell's Kissing Booth. Maybell is one of our cows. She's actually our oldest cow. She is currently about 12 years old, and Maybell loves people. She just absolutely adores human beings. She also really loves other cows. She's just a very sweet and affectionate girl. And so we set up a space for her that she is welcome to leave whenever she wants. One of the philosophies that we have here is we're not forcing anybody to do anything we don't or that they don't want to do. We are not a petting zoo. So all of this is voluntary for the residents. We set up a space where she can come in and give people kisses. And she'll do it for like hour and a half, 2 hours. And people will be done, the event will be over, and she's like, where did my adoring public go? Not all of our cows are like that. Some of them don't even want to come in to see people at all, and that's great. We love everybody no matter how much they love us. So but that's an event we do every year. We will do scattered throughout the year, we will do a couple of free community days. Those are usually about 2 hours long, where we are open to the public for like an over the fence meet and greet opportunity. And those are typically near like national or international days that are related to our mission. So, like our next one will be coming up at the end of August. And that one is celebrating National Rescue Farmed Animals Day. It's just, we have a couple of those throughout the year with various different mission themed events or mission themed days. We also have in April is typically when we do our Spring Fest. In May, we do a Mother's Day celebration. That is one of our two 5Ks that we offer throughout the year. They're big fundraisers for us. But we offer a 5K, come out and run a 5K with your mom, come out and have muffins and mimosas with her as well. We do a fun little backyard. And we also try to incorporate a lot of live music into our events. We have a lot of incredible musicians that want to give their time back to their community, and they will come out here and play at a lot of our events for us. In the summertime, we don't currently do anything in June. We will do our Summer of Love Music Festival and Picnic in July. August, we'll do like a community day. Then we have gala in September. October, we usually have two events. For the fall, we do our fall festival, and then we do our trick or treat event. In November, we have our turkey trot, which is another one of our 5K fundraisers. And you get the opportunity to watch our turkeys enjoy a feast of their own, as opposed to what the alternative usually is for turkeys at that time of year. And then in December, we did Starting New this past year, and we are going to do it again now this year in 2026. We are doing what's called our a very loving holiday. We have done basically a parade of lights here at the sanctuary. It's an evening event where we've been offering vegan hot cocoa and candy canes. We've got lights up, some Christmas caroling for our residents, and it's a whole lot of fun. It's a little bit chilly, but it's a really great way to come out and celebrate whatever holiday you want to celebrate, and do it out here with our farmed animals and just kind of in celebration. So.
I love that. That sounds so fun. And then are all of these on the website that post for
Yeah,
people or
so
social media
Yeah, so
best?
we have an events calendar on our website that will give information as to when all of our events are, if they've already been added to the schedule. But we do certainly post about every single event on our social media. We usually start promoting events, depending on the event, usually about 6 weeks to 2 months before the event is going to happen. So always keep a lookout on our Instagram and Facebook for those posts that are going to be talking about the upcoming events that we have.
So kind of to take it a little bit in the other direction, what is like the hardest thing about a sanctuary you wish people knew more about that they could help?
Um, I would probably say that there are two things. One is the hardest thing that I think people could learn to help with, and then I will kind of talk about the hardest thing about working at a sanctuary. So the hardest thing is seeing so many animals come in that need rescue, that people don't understand that what was happening to them was neglect or was not okay. A lot of people don't realize that animals, human and non-human alike, they have feelings, um, they can feel pain. It's not like they have these magical thick skins that they don't get hurt if you poke them or prod them, but also that non-human animals are not toys. We get a good handful of a lot of our smaller guys that are brought in because they were purchased as a plaything for somebody. And then when the realization struck that this is a living, breathing being that requires food and care and vets and all of the things that a living sentient being needs, sometimes they get brought here. And so I think that is one of the hardest things is trying to get word out to the public that these types of things are not okay, and just helping people learn to care about animals in a way that they understand that they have feelings and they experience pain. And that maybe it's not a good idea to just experiment with having an egg to hatch and then you have a hen, so I would say that that's probably one of the hardest things is seeing some of the intakes that come in that are totally preventable. I would say the hardest thing about working here, though, it's also one of the most beautiful things is like I was talking about before, we get to help these guys into old age, which is incredible. We get to spend time with them for years. And it's a lot of time. We are with these guys every day. Um, but that means we also grieve them when they eventually get sick and pass away. And I mean, they're our family. I mean, it's no different than having a companion dog be part of your family. I feel like I have 163 companion animals that are part of my family here, and it never gets easier when somebody passes away. Um, but honestly, I don't really feel like it should because I feel like in part of honoring them as an individual, that is just as worthy of love and this life as we humans are. I think it's a real honor to them that we continue to form those relationships that with them and then experience that pain when they grieve. Because it just really shows a great respect for who they were as individuals. It still hurts. It hurts every single time. As soon as somebody starts exhibiting signs of illness that has been, that might be on the older side, everybody starts getting a little bit nervous, and it is certainly hard every single time. So, um, but I still wish for people to come out here, meet the residents, and form those connections that give you the opportunity to grieve, because grief is beautiful if you really think about it, because it means you lived something and you experienced something and you loved someone so much, that you chose to care for them and and grieve them when they've passed. So still come out and make those connections. So
Well, I mean, it doesn't make it easier, but knowing that it is because of old age and they can go naturally, I think
yeah,
that right there is just a huge thing because
yeah,
a lot of animals don't get that, unfortunately. So I love
yeah.
that it's
That is
of
great.
old age and naturally.
Yeah.
So I know there's been a lot of things going on with hay. Have you guys been noticing struggles with
Yes.
getting hay and what is
Yeah.
happening with that?
I mean, it all goes back to the lack of precipitation we got here this past winter and the kind of lack that we've had here this spring. So hay isn't growing like it should be. So there has been hay shortages, which has then increased the price of hay. There's certain hays that are really difficult to get. And like because of the types of animals that we rescue, a lot of them are bred specifically to get like really big. And so they're on like kind of restrictive diets, because that's one of the number one ways that we can manage everybody's health is through a really great diet that doesn't let them become obese and then deal with all of those obesity related issues. So hay is super important because certain types of hay are either higher in sugar, higher in calories than other hays. Also, with everybody being ruminants, they digest things. Well, not everybody's ruminant, but we have a lot of ruminants. They digest things in a different way. And so certain things are easier to digest than others, and dryness of the hay has been a factor this year. It's not it's pretty dry. So if we get a shipment of hay in and it's not fantastic or ideal, we do have methods that we can do to help make that a healthier thing for our residents. There are certain methods of soaking the hay that we've been able to utilize to help things be more digestible. Our current batch of hay it's pretty good. We're not currently having to soak hay, which is wonderful, but the summer is not over yet. So we're just hoping that every time we get hay this year, that it's like this last batch that we just got, and it's a quicker process for getting everybody fed that doesn't require as much soaking. But yeah, it does increase our expenses when there is a hay shortage because just like everything else, it all depends on supply and demand. And so as supply goes down and demand stays, then, the cost for everything goes up. And so we are having to spend a little bit more money than we typically do on hay, in addition to hay shortages. Being where we are here in Colorado with this lack of precipitation, our pastures are not growing in as green as they typically do. And so typically where we would be able to just say, well, they're going to have this grazing opportunity. There is not much out there to graze on. And so we're really having to rely on that hay. And so we are spending more money on hay right now. And so that's where we always are looking to our community. And our community of supporters is really so fantastic. We have not had to worry that we are not going to have hay because of our amazing community of supporters. They've just been absolutely fantastic without us even having to ask. I mean, they're really lovely, wonderful people that just really believe in the mission and are super supportive. So yes, the cost of hay has been going up. But we have been, always our resident health is our number one priority. So if we had to cut something else out of the budget to make sure we had hay is definitely going to happen. So
I know when I heard somebody say they couldn't get hay, and I'm like, what do you mean it's hay? And then I'm like, who knew?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild. So besides coming out to events and fundraisers, what's the best way to donate? Can they just donate through the website, or is there a good
Yes.
way to just kind of give to you guys?
Yeah, so donating on the website is probably the most ideal. Just about every single page of our website in the top right-hand corner has a big donate button, and that is super helpful. If you are the kind of person that really likes to donate like a tangible good, like you want to send us something that is a physical item that's not just money, we do have an Amazon wish list that has lots of different items on it as well. In the winter months, a lot of times we are looking for blankets. We don't really need any right now. It's really hot outside. But as the weather starts to get colder, we do turn to our community to bring blankets out to us. A lot of our residents do cuddle up with those in the wintertime. But really just honestly, monetary donations are usually the most helpful. We never know, uh, just in rescue, you never know what kind of health situation is going to come up, or if like with the avian flu stuff that had been going on for quite a while, that required us to purchase a lot of PPE gear, and so that was something that we at the time didn't know we were going to have to pivot to. So having that cash on hand to be able to just say, okay, we are going to go buy all of these Tyvek suits and all of these boot covers to where we don't have to miss a beat. Um, that's always the most helpful, knowing that we have that fluidity in that to be able to get the actual items that we need as we have to pivot. That being said, what is on our Amazon wish list is things that we typically always need. It's going to be things like pig food or like brushes, different types of like wound cleaners that you can get over the counter. So there are certainly things that we need on a regular basis that are on our Amazon wish list if somebody wants to purchase and send a physical item.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So besides volunteering, is there a way people can get involved with the sanctuary? Whether that be like, I don't know if you guys hire people on or if it is just volunteering.
So yeah, no, we have a staff. It's a pretty small staff, so openings aren't always available. But when they do come available, they get posted on Indeed. We typically use that platform for that. Sometimes we post them on our socials, but we don't usually need to. Other ways to support, coming out for tours. Our tours, we have public tours every weekend, and we have a lot of different types of tours that we offer too, just to really help showcase all of our different residents. Our main type of tour that we offer this time of year is called Connecting Community Through Compassion. And that tour takes a walk through the entire sanctuary. You get the opportunity to learn about all of the 12 species that live here. There is usually opportunity for interaction and some hands-on with some of our residents. But again, we definitely believe in agency, and that means our residents are in charge of their own experience. That being said, most of our residents really love humans and they want to have those interactions and those snuggles. But if somebody was not interested, they have the absolute right and opportunity to just walk away. But those connecting community through compassion tours, you learn a lot of the backstories of our residents, the systems that they came from that necessitated their rescue. And then we also try to give ideas of things that people can do to help, make life better for animals that have not yet made it to sanctuary. We also offer private tours for people who want a more like intimate experience for their group. We have another tour format that is called the Cow Cuddle Experience. That is 1 hour just with our cows. Um, Cows are absolutely incredible. They are really big, gentle giants for the most part. Their heart beats a lot slower than ours does. And so they're kind of great co-regulators. If you lay down next to a cow while they're ruminating, your body will naturally start to kind of calm down and try to match heart rate. It's kind of really great for, regulating serotonin levels and helping your body and the cow's body produce oxytocin. Like I said, the cows participate in it because they want to. If somebody doesn't want to, they get up and walk away. We're not chasing them down to make sure they get snuggles. I've had done a couple cow experiences that have ended up being over the fence, but most of the time they're not. Most of the time the cows are like, "Bring me my people." But also during that tour, we talk about exclusively our cows, and we talk about um, the different places that they come from. We have cows from the dairy, we have cows from beef industry, we have free martin cows. So we have cows that come from a variety of different like situations and industries that we talk about their backgrounds and what necessitated their rescue. The thing that's really great about those cow cuddles, though, is because you're with only the cows for an hour, you really get that opportunity to make connection. And that connection, and I know I've said this a couple of times since we've been chatting, but that connection is vital to your future self wanting to make better choices for animals. Because again, we are going to take care of the things that we understand and that we have learned to love, and we're going to make better choices about them. And a lot of that starts with a tour at a sanctuary. When you see how incredible these guys are, and you connect with somebody like Tito, or you connect with somebody like Lucky, and you spend an hour with them falling in love with them, and then you want to know, what can I do to protect them? We have another tour experience that is for our pigs. It's called the Belly Rub Club. If you've ever spent any time around pigs, one of their favorite things in the whole world is getting a belly rub. They love it so, so much. And so it's the same type of thing like we do with our cow cuddles, except for it's with our potbellies and our big pigs, where you learn about where they came from, the reasons that they're at sanctuary, and just how incredible and smart and loving pigs can be. Then we also offer, let's see here, birthday parties. If somebody, child or adult, wants to book a birthday party with us, you get included in your birthday party. You get a tour of the sanctuary where you learn all about the different species. You can say, "Hey, I just want to hang out with cows and just learn about cows," but you typically get the opportunity to meet all the different species here, and then use our backyard picnic space for your plant-based picnic and plant-based birthday party. We put up some decorations for you. So there's lots of ways that you can involve the sanctuary into your life. A lot of people, in addition to those things, they will come out here, they'll spend some time out here, and they'll really realize that Luvin Arms really holds a special place for them, and they want to make them part of their legacy giving. And so maybe they want to include Luvin Arms in will preparation. And so that is just another avenue that if somebody wants to do that, it's something. We have information about it on our website. It's Lizzie and Lily's Legacy Society. And it's just a way that you can learn how to put Luvin Arms in your will. So yeah, there's really no end to ways that people can come out here, either give of their money or give of their time. or just come out here to learn to love and do one of our educational offerings. There's really no end of ways that you can be involved here at the sanctuary.
So do you find like a lot of people will come for a tour or something? Do you guys get comments or anything that people are like, after my tour, went plant-based or I changed this? Do you get a lot of those stories or?
We do, and it's incredible. It feels really great knowing that as an organization that we are not just impacting individual animals' lives, that we are working hard and trying to do our part to create a world that people are willing to make those types of changes in their life to make this place a great place for farmed animals. Yeah, it feels really great, especially like with those youth programs. Those youth programs are amazing in things that these guys can pick up super quick. Um, at the end of like the school year program, we'll do like an intake evaluation and then like a end of program one. And just the things that these middle and high school kids will say that they've learned is it really gives me hope for the future for farmed animals and for the earth and the way that they want to care for the planet and care for every living being that's on here. Kids are awesome. I mean, they're quite literally the future, but just seeing the kids that come through here at the sanctuary, it truly gives me a whole lot of hope that we are going to be able to have that change at some point where the world is a safe space for farmed animals as well.
Mm, I love that. I sure hope so. But yeah, that sounds amazing. So, can we put information for like schools to just reach out to you? Do you guys do like field trips to get more of the youth
Yes,
involved?
we do field trips, and we can do fairly large field trips and large service groups if schools want to get involved. I did a service group with 300 individuals earlier this spring. I did a field trip with 150 students in June. We have a lot of great support here. We have it's a small team, but a team that is very involved, and so we're able to get staff and volunteers as additional chaperones to help around with these big groups. But yes, all anybody needs to do if they want to book a tour out here is to send an email to me. And so you are more than welcome to share that information. It's Lanette at lovinarms.org. But there's lots of different opportunities for students, even if the students can't come out here. I know not every single school has a budget for transportation to get out to the sanctuary. We offer virtual tours, and we do those for free. And I would love to do a virtual tour every day with every single classroom that wants to do it. So we will do virtual tours for students that can't make their way out here. I go into schools. I can bring slideshow presentations or videos. We also have what we call our class pet sponsorship program. And that essentially is where a classroom can decide they want to sponsor one of our residents for an entire school year. It's a $150 donation for the whole school year. But what that gets you is you get to select who your sponsee is going to be. I just had somebody decide they want to sponsor Lucky for this upcoming school year. And they will have a poster of Lucky hanging up in their classroom. They will get quarterly virtual tours with Lucky and some of the other residents, his buddies. They will also get monthly emails with updates on how Lucky is doing. I'll send pictures. And then they're welcome to send any questions they have to us about what Lucky is up to, what the sanctuary is doing. Have we rescued anybody new recently? So in that class pet sponsorship, there is also the opportunity for me to come visit the school with all sorts of information about Lucky, with like recent videos of him and things like that. I love having those opportunities to go to schools. I do work with some preschools. We have like a mascot program for preschools where I will do a virtual tour with them. I will then go to their school and I will do a story time about how animals get to sanctuary. And then I will bring what I like to call little sanctuary mascot with me. We have these little stuffies that are named And I like to have that Stuffy live in that preschool with them for a week and have those preschool kids show our Stuffy or our mascot how preschoolers can be kind to animals. And it's just all about learning compassion and kindness. And then I usually will ask the teachers to take some photos, maybe have the kids help write little stories about things that they did. And then I'll come back and pick them up and hear all about what they did. And if they've created like a book for me or a digital book, then we take that information and we share it with our community. And it's just a really great way to continue conversations with kids about animals, starting with preschool all the way up into high school.
I love that. Oh, it's fantastic. Is there anything that you want to share with the community, or if there's anything you want them to know about Luvin Arms?
Yeah, so just I can't say enough how much coming out here for a single visit just kind of changed my life. And I am not alone in that trajectory. Most of our staff started off as either a volunteer or as a tour guest. Our executive director started off as a tour guest. So you never know when you're going to form a connection that changes your life and just really makes you want to make just different choices. Like I could talk all day about my best friend here at the sanctuary. Her name is Lizzie. She is an 850-pound pig. Um, she's incredible. She is probably the most resilient being I've ever met in my life. She has been through so much in her 9 years. Um, but I feel like I just have this incredible relationship with her. We kind of understand each other. We have fun together. I go out and talk to her all the time. I know she understands my inflection. I feel like she understands a lot of the words I'm saying too. She's really, really smart. But we have a really fantastic friendship. And what I think the big takeaway is that I would like people to know about those friendships is while I feel like my friendship with Lizzie is special because it is, it's not unique. It's not unique in a sense that only animals in sanctuary are capable of having those types of friendships. Lizzie was born in a factory farm, like the worst of the worst for farmed animals. Um, and she is capable of love and grief and accepting your apology so she can do forgiveness. Like she is just amazing, but all pigs just like her, the millions and billions are capable of the same kind of friendships and connections. And so I just wish that people would could come out here, meet these guys like Lizzie, and understand that even the animals that are currently being raised to be the foods on their plate are so much more than that. That they are friends and they are curious and they are intelligent and they are emotionally complex. And yeah, come out. That's all I can say. Come out, whether it's to volunteer or to donate or come to an event or come on a tour. Come out, meet these guys. I promise you it's going to have an impact on your life in one way or another, but I can almost guarantee it's going to be a positive impact on your life. So come out. That's the biggest takeaway.
Mm-hmm. Highly recommend. And you guys do a great job. I've only been to the spring and fall fest, but now I want to come to so many others. I can't wait to see what those are all about.
Sounds great. Well, this has been fantastic. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to talk
Yeah.
about all my friends and talk about the sanctuary and just I really hope people decide to come on out and see what else happening out here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for all the information. It's fantastic to see people like-minded that just want to talk about animals. So I really appreciate you taking the time and sharing it all. I love it so much.
Of course. Thank you.
Of course. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, I'll tag her information. I'll post the website so you can find their events. And yeah, coming out to Luvin Arms.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much, Luna. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see you at the next event.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thanks so much.
Of course. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.